Hello everyone! So I have a process video for you today using lots of stash, some fun glitter, and this layout was inspired by a challenge that was posted on the Secret Not Secret Kit Club and Rediscover Your Stash public Facebook page. So it was called the Cauliflower Challenge, and one of my very good friends challenged me to create a layout in shades of just blue. So initially I had plans on using a white background, and I figured neutrals, I could do this if I add some neutrals, and then I thought, you know what, let's go crazy with the blue. So this is my very last sheet of navy blue shimmer cardstock from Creative Memories. It was something that they had come out with many years ago, and I bought oodles of it because it was gorgeous. So I'm going to cut this cardstock down to 8.5 by 11, and we're going to scrapbook this photo of my oldest son back in the day when he was 11 months old, 10 or 11 months old. That's my child playing with my guillotine trimmer because that's what he does sometimes. It's okay, he's 12. He knows how it works. He's not going to cut himself. Don't fret about that. But he is an engineer, and he likes to figure out how things work and run and things like that. And he also, if I'm scrapbooking, is generally at my scrap desk, kind of just like checking things out and seeing what I'm doing. So I decided that I wanted to do a lot of this chevron paper. And what I did was I pulled tons of Chamel's Go Now Go collection out because I felt like there were lots of blues in that collection, so I could use lots of shades of blues and kind of go with that. So I'm going to start here. Now, I know some people don't like brown and blue together, but I really do. So I'm going to use my Vintage Photo Distress ink and ink my edges, and this is going to go really well with my photo. And I'm going to get stuck here a little bit. Well, I'm going to get stuck a couple times during the course of this layout. When I started it, I totally was not going to work. I really didn't think I was going to have any problems with it because I love blue and it was me, and like it would be okay, but then I don't know, I started to struggle. I guess because I like my layouts to have a color scheme of 3. And while monochromatic layouts aren't bad, they're not something I generally work with often, which was kind of the point of Kristen challenging me to do this, I guess. So I'm going to grab all these shades of blue 6x6 paper, and I'm going to kind of create some wonky layers around my photo. And that is going to help a little bit, kind of bulk my photo up. I'm also using a lot of pattern on this page, which is also something I generally don't do. I usually take like one busy pattern and then kind of go into more tone-on-tone patterns or solids. So this was a little bit of a challenge for me, but I really love how it came together. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of stick these papers down because I know that I like them. I know that I like the idea of having this big swath of chevron pattern above my photo, and I like the idea of having the photo kind of come down. I don't know what kind of design this is called, but this is another design I kind of use quite a bit, although I usually put the larger swath of paper at the bottom of my layout and not at the top. So we're just going to mix it up a little bit. So I really liked this cloud paper, and I decided I wanted to use a strip of it to kind of delineate between the busy pattern at the top and then the smaller pattern at the bottom. And so I'm going to go ahead and ink this up, and I'm going to create kind of like a border that's going to go all the way across the bottom to help with that aspect. Let me line this up perfectly and get the ink on here, and then we're going to embellish. So this is one of 2 pages, which means that the other side of this page in my son's album gives how old he was and the year it was and the date it was, and this is just kind of an extra photo that I loved that I didn't include on the other page. And I think I didn't include it because the rest of the photos from this photo session were very, very colorful. And this one was very muted. It just had the browns and the blues. So I'm going to pull out a lot of copper elements to this layout. As I was doing this, I remembered that our product focus for October in the Rediscover Your Stash Facebook group was glitter. And so I decided that I would go ahead and pull in white and another neutral of a metallic, and I would use some copper and white elements on this page as my neutrals, and then all the blue. So I started with that kind of border sticker that's a circle, and I know that I want to place something kind of up in the top right corner to balance out what's going to be going on down around my photo. And so I'm going to use that cut off strip from the border sticker, and I'm going to cut this darker paper into a fishtail, and I'm going to cluster some elements up in that top portion. So I knew I wanted to use this Let's Go element from the Go Now Go die cut pack, but I just wanted the top that says Let's Go, and that's actually going to end up serving as my title, and then I'm just going to use some staples at the top of it. I do enjoy staples on both of my boys' layouts. I just think they add something extra. So I am going to just pick some things. My son was 10 months old in these photos, and these photos are actually almost exactly 18 years old. And so I knew that I wanted to grab some elements about what he was doing. So at 10 months, he had started to walk and take his first steps, and he was just go, 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 go. So I knew that some of these like travel elements would be something that would work with this photo and with the page that it faces in his album. I'm going to add some tags and some tabs and layer up some clusters around my photo using some of these little elements, arrows, and just different things. And I fidgeted a lot. I cut a lot of this video out because I was really kind of just, I don't know, I was going from thing to thing to thing. I could think maybe I was a little bit distracted. I'm not sure what was going on, but I was just kind of like, I fidgeted a lot, just looking for like the perfect little elements. And so I decided to use some of these giant glitter thickers from the Go Now Go collection because we are focusing on glittery elements in our Rediscover Your Stash Facebook group. And so I wanted to add some of those glitter elements and show how they add so much to what is a very monochromatic page. Glitter elements are in a page with lots of pattern or in a page that has a lot of color. These elements might seem to be too much, ostentatious, or just like too much for the layout because they are large and very glittery. But when placed on a layout like this, where things are monochromatic, very color on color, it's not a super busy layout. You know, even in the page design, there's lots of white, kind of open space for your eye to rest. So these large glittery elements are perfect because they kind of provide something for your eye to follow through the layout. And also the kite is totally random, but I thought that it worked really well at kind of moving your eye through the layout. And I feel like a kite is a very kind of toddler kid icon, good for those kinds of things. Also good if you have photos of flying a kite, but if you don't, I think that they do create a nice icon for little boy layouts. Just, you know, in lieu of something more feminine, they are a really nice kind of neutral icon. So I'm going to go ahead and add one more pop of copper to this layout up here in this little area. And then we're also going to do lots of puffy hearts because one of my very favorite elements from this collection, I bought like 3 or 4 packs of them, were these gorgeous puffy hearts. And I'm so excited because Chamel's new line has the puffy hearts too, and I adore them. And so I'm going to add lots of puffy hearts to this layout in shades of blue. And then I'm going to staple them because I think stapled puffy hearts just add something. I think I'm talking to my son right now. As I've stated numerous times, my scrapbook area is in a busy kind of central location in our house currently. So my kids and husband are constantly swinging by while I scrapbook. So here's some close-ups. And Cooper wants to say hi by shaking his collar. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. I'll see you all again soon. Bye.